My name is Kirk Taylor. I'm the Pueblo County Sheriff, and I am in my 34th year of law enforcement.
Hi, my name is Chris Noller. I'm the Chief of Police for the Pueblo Police Department, and in January I'll be starting my 28th year in law enforcement.
And my name is Jeff Chostner. I'm the District Attorney for the 10th Judicial District. I am entering my 10th year as District Attorney, but I've been involved with law enforcement in prior positions that I've held. Well, I think the tips have been very helpful with me in the prosecution of cases. I know this year there have been about 1,500 tips that have come into the office. They've been very helpful. We've had a couple dozen convictions based on the tips that have come in. And I know over the course of the life of Crime Stoppers since 1983, there's been hundreds of thousands of tips that have come in that have been helpful in the prosecution of cases and helping keeping Pueblo a safer community.
A lot of times we'll have a case that'll really kind of hit a dead end. We'll have interviewed everybody that we can find in that case, and then the Crime Stopper tip will come in and we'll follow that up, and it'll really get that case moving again. So it's been very instrumental in the investigative portion of cases here in Pueblo.
During my career, I spent about 10 years as a narcotics detective and 8 years on the DEA task force. One of the largest cases I ever was involved in began with the Crime Stoppers tip. The result of that case sent 20 or 30 people to prison, seized hundreds of pounds of methamphetamine, and resulted in the seizure of millions of dollars in cash. So that's just one example of where Crime Stoppers tips can help law enforcement make our communities safer.
I know this year Crime Stoppers has paid out over $7,000 in reward money, and again over the life of Crime Stoppers it's close to $300,000, and that's kind of an indicator as to how Crime Stoppers has assisted all of us with regard to law enforcement in Pueblo County.
Yeah, I think it really acts as a great tool for the community, the ability to stay anonymous but still get the information to law enforcement, and it really acts as a force multiplier for us in law enforcement.
A lot of times we get tips that our patrol officers can act on immediately, and those will go out to the sheriff's department or our officers on the street, and they can track down the individual who may be wanted. That's the most common one. Somebody will tip off where a wanted person is, so we'll feed that information out to the officers on the street and try to go round that person up and make an arrest.
And I think if you look at the number of cases that have been closed over the last year based on Crime Stopper tips, it's significant. And so it's very helpful to us in every aspect, whether it's the investigation or the prosecution. So it's been helpful to us in closing out cases.
All right, one of the old-fashioned ways, which I like, is to call in a Crime Stopper tip is the old phone. Either it's a landline, if you have a landline, or you can also use your cell phone.
Another way you can reach out to Crime Stoppers with a tip is through the website, pueblocrimestoppers.com.
And with the advent of technology, there's a new app that can be applied to your smartphone, and you can call in or send your message send the information that way as well.
Remember, you remain anonymous, they don't.